Hi there. It's that time again. Today we usher in chapter 19 of our tabletop game. How many more chapters are left? How many more videos can I upload of a series that people complain about me uploading? Which has already become the longest series I have on my YouTube channel, clocking in at over 120 hours. We'll just have to wait and see. Last session ended the morning of Sunday, April 26, 1998, and the coterie decided not to skip any days, so we're picking right up late at night. The coterie doesn't wake up until 11:50 p.m. Brief tangent, I had a discussion with a few of the players, and remarked on how one of the things I would probably change if I could go back and do this thing again would be to maybe have humanity below 10 be at like every half-hour interval, waking up instead of every hour. The book of Naturally said that people of lower humanity wake up later, but not how late. And it's just taken experience to find my own guidelines because I wasn't given any. Thanks, White Wolf. Fucking thank you. But at least I know how many fluids vampires bleed out. Fucking how
All
I
of
can
them.
get ready for sexual intercourse.
It's all blood.
All the means and methods by which I can woo a member of the opposing gender.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Wolf has their priorities line.
yeah. Really, all these things like what time you wake up and how long it takes for you to learn a discipline and training times and sort of combat rite, that's irrelevant. What's more important is getting to the gritty feeling of sinking your fangs into someone's delicious neck and consuming their hot, sweet blood.
Yeah, they got their priorities on lock.
Anyway, the three individuals who have not been possessed by an artifact will lose a point of blood. Aaron, go ahead and polish off the rest of David's aggravated damage. While you're at it, go ahead and make a current willpower roll for David Green at difficulty 3. Alright, you're fine. You can consider that to be the sort of, the pressuring, sort of building up in the entirety of you, of the artifact, as more and more days slip by without having completed or at least started working towards the objective. Alright, folks. Nothing disturbed you while you were asleep. Everything's a-okay. The ball's in your court. Let's go!
Well, since Sean is currently MIA for a minute.
No, I'm here. I just didn't notice everyone get it here.
Oh, hi, Sean.
Just because you get on 3 hours early doesn't mean you're allowed to be late.
Yeah, apparently I decided not to tell me I was moved this time.
Well, normally whenever the sound is muted, TeamSpeak won't actually give you notifications.
And it did every time before, or at least I think it did.
Well, you are crazy.
Yeah, it's just the voices in your head.
Maybe it is.
Sean really gets into his role-playing.
Role-playing? I thought this was real life.
Same here. Man, way to be a buzzkill.
You guys don't role-play in real life? VtM told me you could.
There's
Does that
actually
mean
a
that if you die in the
Kickstarter.
game, you die in real life?
Yeah, there's a Kickstarter for the VTM LARP thing. I think I saw some link to it, whatever, in the last few weeks.
I'm not sure which is more absurd, that or all of the My Little Pony, Bruja and Toreador vampires I find every time I look for vampire pictures.
Is
Well, if
friendship
you're
still magic if you're a vampire?
Yeah, like,
Yes, it is literally magical because you had to be blood bonded in order to actually have genuine friendship for someone.
that's right. You got the friendship pony with the clan symbol tramp stamped onto them. It's great.
Of course you do. I mean, it wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Clearly. Anyway,
not
that's
to be... Moving on, go ahead.
that's right. Keep on driving. Like I said, ball's in your court, guys. I gave you your little layup there. Nothing particularly happened that would, of course, intrigue you, but as you all would know, I mean, if it comes to other vampires, they wake up around perhaps the same time, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, so they're just getting started with their nights too, and perhaps you're not at the top of the list.
I'm just having a hard time remembering what we said we were doing, like, at the end of last session.
Well, the reason I
Well-
wanted to... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason I wanted to end Monday is because the new commissioner, Joseph, wanted to go ahead and talk to him and see if he's done anything to fuck with his mind, or if he...
You mean not the new commissioner?
The deputy inspector,
Deputy inspector.
Sean is referring to Roy Dufford.
And the actual question at the end of last time was whether or not Jermaine gets in contact with us in fairly short order, and if he doesn't, we'd be starting after we realize he's not getting in contact with us in fairly short order. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, all I know is for now I think Byron is off point dealing with Dominique Gressman, since I'm not sure how we're going to get in touch with him unless we use Joseph to kind of backdoor it that way.
But isn't Joseph dealing with Roy Dufford? I mean, we don't know that he's...
Yeah, the only thing he's done is told the two of you, not David, that he's talked to him, and that's it. And that was just even an offhand comment in the car. So unless anyone's calling him early in the night, he's going straight to Astoria.
Yeah, I mean, let's just throw a wrench in it. Byron will call you up since you did mention that, and since the commissioner thing seems to be stonewalled. He's in a guarded apartment with Jermaine walking around with him. He's a little spooked. He's going to call up Joseph and see if he can tag along, since you've already introduced yourself to was it Roy?
Yeah, Roy. Well, then answer the phone and, well, I'm in the middle of getting him acquainted with everything, so I'd rather have a little bit more, I don't know. I'd rather just get him bonded and have that done with myself. I'm not saying I don't want you to be there, per se, just I don't know how he's going to react to everything once he finds out, because he needs to know at least a little bit of information to actually help us, right? So I think just having me there's a little more of a controlled situation, so I can get him acquainted a little bit more easily. That was in character his response.
Oh yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking what Byron's response is going to be. I mean, he'd probably cork an eyebrow at you mentioning that. Not you'd see it, but all right. Well, if you want them all to yourself, I Okay. Let me know if you need something. I mean, I do think it'd be better if more of us meet him as soon as possible, but do what you need to do. I'll take care of some things on my end then.
Okay, if you need help with anything, feel free to give me a call. Bye.
Yeah, out of character, I kind of want to see the way you go with it solo, see how it works. But I guess Byron will just go find one or two people to hunt then, I guess, unless he's called by somebody else.
David's not going to call him.
Marcus will call Byron, though.
All right. Oh, darn. Grimith's not going to call me. Hey, this is Byron.
Hello, Byron. What's going on with that Dominic Gressman thing?
Well, yeah, you were in the car most of the time. I can't remember how much we actually told you out of character, so I'll just reiterate everything and say, David and I got up there and it was guarded, and we distracted the guard, or I distracted the guard, told him to go to the bathroom, but another guard came to take his place. So there's at least two guards there, probably one in the lobby and one at the door. We knocked on the door and on the one across the hall and got no answer. So either he was asleep and didn't wake up, or he was out, or for some other reason didn't answer. But by that point, we had to get out. I don't know if the direct approach like that is the best method, especially since we don't know what's going on with Jermaine. We might need a way to feel him out in a more social setting, but I have no idea how to do that at this point. Like I mentioned last night, the best bet might be to have Joseph or one of his ghouls approach the Astoria or the Flushing Police Department and maybe get in touch with Dominique eventually about some kind of church anti-gang initiative, anti-violence initiative. But that's really where we stop, unless you have another angle we can go by there.
This guy is not very social, is he?
From what I saw of him, no. At least not with people just walking up to him on the street, which I can kind of understand.
Yes. So even
woman,
with the church thing might be hard to work just because he doesn't like talking to people.
Yeah, it's even the woman I spoke with briefly, the highly inebriated woman that told me what floor he was on, she said he was kind of a dick as well. So my words, not hers. So yeah, he might not be that approachable in general either.
Well, I guess we'll figure. So I guess we'll have to try to see what the hell's going on with Jermaine.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm at a loss with that because the only connection we had was his old number, which is no longer in service. So yeah. If you have any ideas on that front, my main idea was to nose around Staten Island, the Anarch territory, which is never a great idea. But so I can't think of a better idea, one that I actually want to do at this time.
Well, the thing about Anarchs is that they're nominally better than the Sabbat in that they won't kill you if you enter their territory normally. I'm not gonna say they're not gonna kill us, but we can probably go to Staten Island, and as long as we don't get into too much trouble, they won't kill us.
Yeah, Yeah, we could. The only reason I think they would have to actually get hostile without us at least making a case first is, with all these prince candidates dropping dead left and right, if Marlena for some reason drops dead, maybe then they would, as they say, shoot first and ask questions later if we show up there. But I don't know what the chances of that is of happening at this point.
With Duke Wiley standing around her like 24/7, you need someone very powerful to actually get anywhere near Marlena and have a chance of killing her.
True. If we were to show up, just walk in, because I figure we would take the direct route, just drive over the bridge or whatever, and let them see us coming. We have nothing to hide there, unless you don't think that's a good idea. But how do you want to handle? Do you just want to go to that museum again and talk to them directly? That might. I mean, once we get there, I'm just not sure what kind of tack we would take, because it's kind of awkward. We go in there and say, "Hey, this Jermaine guy, you know about him?" They'll look at us like, "Yeah, what business is it yours? Why should we care?" Basically, I'm not sure how much we can get out of them without some kind of lever or something.
We can just be honest with him and say he's an old acquaintance of ours, and then we want to talk to him.
That's an interesting tack, actually, because we do know he was a mercenary, and we do know that at some point he was thinking of going to, well, I don't know if we know he was going to Staten Island or not. Out of character, I'm not sure what he told us.
No, he didn't tell you where he was going.
Yeah, what confused me is Sean was writing in the chat that he did, and I was, yeah, so that was out of character knowledge. Yeah, so really, we don't have much reason there. Although we already tried Match. Did Match say that he was in Staten Island or something? That's right.
Yeah.
Match did say that.
Yeah, and Match was very vague on that point. He didn't give Joseph very much information at all, but that may be because Joseph was not exactly forthcoming with information of why he wanted to know either, so...
Well, then here's an idea. This will work for both, although Joseph's not hearing this, but I'll say, well, we could go there and say we're looking for a merc or something again, because we've lost our security in Astoria. And that might be a way we can go to Staten Island and say, do you know where Jermaine is? We've worked with him before. We know he's competent, which is true. He is competent. Trustworthy, I'm not so sure about. But he is competent.
Byron would be able to reason out that going to Anarch Elysium and explaining your problem to them, the odds of anyone caring are drastically low. If anything, they're going to be more concerned about, why do I care about anything you have to say? You don't belong here. Go back to your little cubby hole, your vaunted Manhattan, no privileged Ventru.
Right, but, well, I was just saying maybe they could give us a connection, just a number for that person or get a message to them. But yeah, I mean, the truth is, why would they care? What reason would they have?
Assuming they even knew about it in the first place, gotta be like, well, why don't you go find it?
Exactly. But the other one I mean, there is, and I'll say it's in character. So, I mean, failing that, which is, the chances are not high even then, we might be able to call up Match and use that as a reason. Maybe then he'll at least give us a way to contact him if it's, I mean, something. But up to you on that.
Well, the calling Match won't hurt anything right now.
True. Well, do you want to give him a call or shall I then?
You can call him. I have to find this. You can call him. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I hope you find whatever you're looking for. I'll get back to you when I hear from Match.
Click.
All right. Well, I'll call it match.
3 rings. Then, hey, Byron.
Hey, I hope you got what I need.
Well, that depends. What you need?
Well, I know you talked to Joseph last night. I'm calling about the same thing. I was just wondering if you had any contact information for Jermaine. It is in regard to the security of our domain, actually. Or not domain, yeah, domain.
This is me thinking. Let me check. Match, do you know? Now I have to ask Match. Sounds like a game show. Ask Match. Sounds like a shitty game show.
Just need the Jeopardy music. That'd make it perfect.
Don't think he can be trusted, man. I got what you need! That's the end of the show. Just him saying that all the time. Good show. I was trying to look for a possible skill check roll. I wasn't exactly sure what needed to be rolled. Match pauses for a bit, then says, nope. Cat's been on the lowdown since he became all transformed. Go ahead and, well, actually, I'll handle this myself. It's possible that Match might not be telling you the truth.
Well, Byron is going to definitely do a charisma plus, I'm not sure which one. It's the same roll for each, but it's either like empathy or maybe, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're all like 3, empathy, expression, all that. He's going to say his transformation.
You didn't know?
No.
Well, this is awkward.
I did see him last night, and very briefly, and he did look a little paler than usual. Is that the transformation you're speaking of?
I would certainly hope so, being how he's dead and all.
Uh-huh. Well, that is confirmation.
Why are you asking for contact information from me if you saw the cat yesterday?
He was in the middle of something, and...
Why you go be confusing Match like this? Fucking Ventru.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, I don't know if you know, but one of our friends here in Astoria that looked after things for us in our domain, one of them happened to die. So we've been looking around, trying to put things back together in our area. I just happened to be walking down the street, and I saw Jermaine walking with another fellow. And I just thought, it's like, well, if he's out and about, I mean, last time I heard he was, I don't know what he was doing, working for the fiend down below the city or something. I don't know. But I figured, well, if he's walking around, maybe he's available as a mercenary. So while
boom! I did not know I was gonna get comedy hour. This is what I needed.
Match. I'm hurt. I come to you with an
Tell
honest
you what,
concern in
Byron.
good faith.
How about you not pull my leg so damn hard the next time you call me? Considering how things ended between you and Jermaine, I don't think you'll be one him as a mercenary. And if you do, you're going to be the one who finds him to tell him that yourself. Match hangs up.
Huh. That went well. All right. I will call Marcus back then.
Hello?
Yeah, so I literally got laughed off the phone when I asked for Match's information, although I did get confirmation that he is indeed a kindred at this point. So there is that.
So our plan is either go to Staten Island and just ask around, which is going to seem weird, or reach something that gets Jermaine's attention.
Yeah, definitely. I think Match might be holding out on me. I got the feeling when I asked that he was not telling me the whole truth, which was understandable. I believe he's closer to Jermaine than the rest of us, honestly. But yeah, in order to get in touch with them, we're gonna have to start poking our nose in other people's domains and other people's business, and that's not going to be subtle or, no pun intended. It's going to be very blatant. So he's going to see us a mile away if that's, I mean, yeah. It actually was not a subtle joke. I said it meaning what I meant, and then I realized what it was. So it was not intended. But it's amusing.
Moving.
So anyway, up to you. I'm truly at a loss. I think we're kind of dead-ended here unless someone has a different tack.
Well, it's kind of our thing, sticking our face in other people's business. I mean,
Well,
I think it's how we got in this situation in the first place.
Right. I was going to say, I guess none of us have met final death yet. That is something. But I'm not sure. I mean, has it really worked out for us? I mean, we've had buildings exploded, buildings burned down. You were evicted, and Joseph almost lost his church. And am I leaving anything out? And that's kind of us sticking our nose where it doesn't belong over and over.
I like how you don't mention the torpors.
Oh yes. We've also had, several torpors.
And the untold amounts of demon blood.
And giant monsters.
I think that goes under things.
Aside from those things,
And the Ouroboros stalking you.
Yeah, nothing going on.
Aside from all that, nothing bad has happened to us. Basically,
aside from literally everything.
Like I said, at least none of us have met final death yet. That's a thing. So I don't. I'll tell you what. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. If you think of anything, get back to me. And with that, I'm gonna take some OOC time to think about it. And Byron is just gonna go hunt for 2-3 hours or whatever, and let other people have a chance to play.
All right. What does David want to do on this very, 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 very late Sunday night / it's going to be early Monday morning very soon?
I'm thinking he's going to go out and hunt for an hour and then head on into Manhattan to stop by Elysium.
Okay. And of course, Joseph, since it's going to be Sunday night / early Monday morning, you were told that the deputy inspectors in Albany for the entire weekend.
So, wait, so it's Sunday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Then he's got shit to do. He is go to class.
Okay. Byron, let's see. I've go ahead and I've remodeled my roles a little bit. You know, it's gonna be late Sunday night, early Monday anyway. Give me you know, since really you're seducing these ladies, give me a charisma plus empathy at difficulty 4 for your hour of hunting, Cripson, and for you, David, Aaron, it will be a wits plus streetwise at difficulty 3. Everyone's a winner. Takes care of an hour of their time. Mark, what did Marcus want to do, Jordan?
I think Marcus will head on down to the PS1 Contemporary Art Center and see what the word is while he's thinking about this problem. See what the gossip is on the streets.
Well, so whenever Marcus gets there, he'll find out that there's not an event there at the moment, it being a Sunday night / early Monday morning. Apparently, you know, there's gonna be no cool art exhibit, no Toreadors talking about the art exhibits. You know, maybe even the Toreadors are like, we have other things to do on a Sunday. It's not like you understand your own people anyway. It is closed for the night, but Marcus can definitely spend his time thinking about it. With the hour passing, Joseph will find himself in class, and does he keep his phone on vibrate or is it silent?
It's not too important that he doesn't be seen, so he'll keep it on vibrate.
Okay, in that case, Joseph will notice he's got a call from Craig.
Okay, he'll start heading out immediately, and as soon as he's away from class, he'll open it up and check the message.
Craig's voice will be like, "Sorry to bother you, Joseph, but he pauses. There's a Duke Wiley's here. He wants to talk to you."
He'll go ahead and just drive. He won't call back. It's a short distance.
Okay. We're actually going to use the church map. Again.
No, it's gotta get bombed.
I mean, or a giant snowman's going to be in it. Or Duke motherfucking Wiley.
I didn't know Flushing's a cool hexagon pattern for their streets.
I could not find shit to do that with. No complaining.
It's the world of darkness. It can happen. Maybe that's the real reason the world is so dark.
Where's your crazy room?
So yeah. Before you stands the ugly lump of a man known as Duke Wiley. Currently he is dressed in a brown military jacket with what looks like a red sweater beneath it, and blue jeans. His hands, gnarled and calloused, are currently grazing over the pillar before him, tracing the scripture written there. His cool demeanor is offset by the numerous cicatrices lining his face and neck, scars displaying an angry red color on his pale complexion. He stops tracing over and looking at the pillar upon you entering the church, and he turns to look at you.
Hello there.
Do you have somewhere secure to talk?
Yes. And he'll lead him right down there to the basement level through a number of locked doors.
Okay. The muscled vampire, that Duke, he does take measured steps, and his unique rolling gait is flicking from side to side as he follows Joseph inside. I say Joseph's like, I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. Duke will pull out one of the chairs and sit down himself, saying, I'm here as a courtesy call, Joseph. Jermaine Wallace is acquiring assets for us. He ran into Byron Rand last night during a mission and requested I intervene on his behalf.
Joseph will give a slightly curious look, but remain silent for the moment.
Duke remains silent too and looks back at you.
So, what exactly was it that Jermaine wanted that us to know as a courtesy call?
Well, if you had any business with the commissioner, he wanted you to know that we're having him ghoul the commissioner for our purposes. As we have, I think he'll actually be the final commissioner in Queens. And we've gotten most of the ones in Brooklyn as well.
Well, thank you. I will obviously tell my coterie that said I don't have as much control over them as I sometimes wish I did.
Right.
So
The reason why I came to you is because of your sympathies and how if you could shift your friend's focus away from the commissioner, that would be acceptable.
I will certainly do that. I guess the only question now is how. And with that, he'll look down, sort of down like he's thinking about it, which he genuinely is.
Duke will actually say without prompt, well, you are certainly creative enough. It's actually part of why you haven't received any sort of formal mission or directive. Being a part of this coterie has exposed you to greater status as well as opportunities. Although you may not speak or stand with the Anarchs proper, you have opportunities available that say, I do not.
Yeah, I understand.
Callahan also wanted me to apologize to you on behalf of him that you were not contacted sooner with this. He had not known at the time that there would be a run-in and a subsequent problem, not knowing the history.
And obviously not knowing what we were doing at the moment. Thank you. I will certainly do this.
Good, good. And Duke will stand up, go towards the door, and then he'll stop. He'll turn his head to look back at Joseph. Say, the commandments. How good are we at following in them in these troubled nights?
A lot less than I'd like.
Yeah, he gives a wry half smile, and then Duke walks out.
Apparently into my personal storage room.
Yep. I got confused on the map.
Joseph will probably think about it for at least an hour. Sorry, an hour before giving anyone a call.
Alright, that'll take us to David then, as he finishes his hour of hunting and then proceeds to go forthwith to Manhattan to take a pokesy in at Elysium.
Yep.
Look at how you're being engulfed by those circles. Uggles, David.
Every day
So,
Manhattan ages.
it changes. Serious business. I of course, decided to update, all the Tremere who went down and died or were put in torpor.
I'm sorry, but the venture you have down at the financial district looks like the Prince of LA.
Yes, yes, that was intentional.
So, can we go there and kill him?
As much of he's a douchebag, no.
But it's a sandbox.
Nah,
And we don't know Sebastian LaCroix is in the city.
he's not here.
This isn't a sandbox. It's actually been a highly regimented story this whole time.
Yeah,
We just didn't tell you. Everyone else has been,
that's right.
going along with it with Grimith.
The greatest compliment is that you never saw the rails.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright. David Green arrives with no trouble at Madison Square Garden. The Elysium security force is out keeping a lookout for Kine. Doesn't seem like there's any major events. Peeking his head in, things seem like they're well organized, like a crazy attack had not happened. Looking into the arena proper, all of the damage that was done with the tentacles smashing into the bleachers and the floor and all of the blood, it's all been cleaned up.
Well, all right then. David's going to check on the private box to see if Theo's in.
Let's see, Theo. Are you in? Let's ask Theo Bell. Looks like Theo's in. I just gotta drag him into the private box. There we go. He was with all the other actors. A studious and glassless and jacketless and capless Theo Bell, the Archon, is looming over his mountain of papers, looks up, smiles. David, come in, please, have a seat. What's up?
I was thinking of going back down under the city, see what I can pick out of the ruins of Sevalot's place.
Furrows his brows and shrugs. Sounds reasonable enough to me. I assume after all this time the Tremere might have picked it clean, but I don't think you'll have to worry too much about running into any sort of ritual or observation they're doing anymore, not with what just transpired. I think they're a little short-manned right now. You probably might want to...
Fine.
You probably might want to bring along your sort of friends if you're going to go picking for any sort of treasures, or maybe check behind the Tremere to see whether he's alive. If the fact that there is something dangerous down there, you might want their help.
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't think that anyone other than Joseph can actually, vanish.
You did suspect that Sevalot might have done something with their heads. Maybe you could find some way to perhaps reverse it, but you'll need them. And Theo shrugs. I just kill the fiends. I'm not really the scholar on them.
Yeah, I got you. I just wanted to give you the heads up, make sure I'm not stepping on any toes.
Certainly not. I think you've proved that you can handle yourself after what you did to that thing out there. He points a thumb at the window.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have been able to finish it off myself, but that was pretty intense.
But no, if it makes you feel any better, you have the Archon's express permission to go down there and try not to meet final death.
Fair enough. If I do disappear, though, at least someone knows where I've gone.
If you disappear, that will be just like every other sewer rat I've ever encountered, David.
Fair enough. All right. I'll catch you later then, and if I find anything interesting down there, I'll let you know.
Good, good. Take care.
And with that, David's going to head on out.
All right. Did Byron want to hunt for another hour, Cripson?
Yeah, and it's funny. I guess I didn't hear what Aaron said, but I was going to head to Elysium after this hour of hunting too. If nothing else comes up, I'm going to probably do the same. But
All
yeah,
right, go ahead and same difficulty 4 for the same roll that you made earlier. You can just press up once. You're a WinRAR. You did it. Lowy fucking CMOs.
I don't think so. I got a
Yes,
4
you
and a
did.
10 and a 1 and a... Oh, I got a 9 as well. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll take a look at Marcus. He's been wandering around, Long Island City for a bit after discovering that those other fucking Tory degenerate bastards aren't in PS1. What would Marcus like to do? I'll say you're looking at 1:15 in the morning, if that helps you.
I'm actually also what to do with Marcus.
All right. Well, for Byron, it's like 2:15. Does Joseph have a better sense of what he wants to do, or are you still thinking, Sean?
I think, well, it was Byron that actually ran into Jermaine, so I think he'll be the one. He'll give Byron a call. He wants to know what's going on before he actually decides what to do.
All right, you're going to get his voicemail then, unless Byron actually interrupts his hunt.
Yeah, I'll just go with being interrupted. I'll take the 2 points off, and
Okay.
I'll answer.
So, this, I can never remember a guy's title. He's the chief inspector, right?
Roy Dufford is the deputy inspector. Dominic Gressman, who Jermaine was seen with, is the commissioner.
The commissioner, okay. Sorry, I can never remember titles. So your hunt for the commissioner, that doesn't, did you make any headway on that tonight?
No, I tried to get the contact number for Jermaine from Match, but I was literally, that's an imposing picture. I was literally laughed off the phone when I asked for it, which was the right response, but it was the only thing I had.
Yeah, yeah, I get the feeling that Match likes Jermaine a little bit more than us. Yeah, definitely. That said, do you think we want to cut that line and just go with with Roy Dufford?
Well, I mean, honestly, I want to get to the bottom of this commissioner thing, because if Jermaine is hanging out with them, this is, this is our domain and yours too. This is Queens. We need to look into it, because we have no idea who Jermaine is working for, what his agenda is, and if he is intent on ghouling or otherwise, because by the way, I did get confirmation that Jermaine is a vampire from Match, so that very well might be what he's doing, and he might be behind killing off Vargas as well. So whether or not...
No, I don't think he's behind killing off Vargas. That's, well, maybe. That is interesting idea, but I'm not prone to jumping on it. That said, I did get confirmation from that Jermaine is indeed working with the Anarchs too.
So the Anarchs are moving in on our domain now, is what you're trying to say.
Well, he is the commissioner of Northern Queens. I mean, it's not just our domain. There's what?
But
10, 20 other vampires here?
There are a lot of, there are a lot, but and as far as I know, most of them are out and out Camarilla. They're not Anarchs, so they're moving on to moving out to Staten Island, it seems.
Yeah, everyone in Queens is known to support the Ivory Tower. Everyone that didn't got swept off in Staten Island. Yeah, we were all there for that. It's a question of what to do then. How do we even know? Do we even know that he hasn't already pulled him? I mean, honestly, with Jermaine, I'm willing to put money down that he already has him ghouled. And what can you do against that? You can't break a blood bond forcibly by just giving him more blood. It doesn't work like that.
No, we would have to kill him, or kill Jermaine. One of the two.
Yeah, and no offense, but don't exactly want to kill the commissioner just for working for or being recruited by the wrong side, and then don't want to kill Jermaine because, well, no, that's a lie. I kind of do want to kill Jermaine in some ways, but I'm not going to because he didn't kill us, and that is the shittiest reason I have to not kill someone.
Well, right. I mean, honestly, what you're telling me is that whether or not it's Jermaine, that's almost irrelevant because he is working for the Anarchs. And I don't know about any of the other Anarchs, but we've all seen what Duke Wiley can do, and I don't really want to piss him off. I mean, they might be trying to take over our area, but a frontal assault on them would be suicidal, I believe, for us.
Oh, certainly. But the same goes true the other way around. There are a lot of vampires here that would fight the Anarchs if they frontally assaulted. That said, with the Commissioner, I think that it's probably, if we know Jermaine's a vampire, it's certain that he's ghouling the Commissioner. It's certain that he's done already. Those things are all things that we can pretty much assume is true. So I don't think we're going to manage to ghoul him by the end of the night, because that'd be the latest I'd guess Jermaine's doing it. So we may want to just back off on the Commissioner.
I mean, I hate to admit it, but I think you're right. But there's one thing that I think is certain now. You were hesitant in supporting Carter Vanderweyden before, but I think for the security of our domain, we cannot side with Marlena because she definitely has a lot of Anarchs with her, and her agenda is I mean, if they already own Queens in terms of ghoulification and that type of stuff, we might just lose our domain if Marlena is elected prince. Carter Vanderweyden would probably let us keep what we have, regardless.
Carter's a lot more of a weak hand. He'll do whatever he needs to at the moment. With Marlena, there's no way they're going to be forcing the us out of Astoria or Flushings. I mean, Malkavian, Aventru, Nosferatu, and Toreador just sitting in. It's not even Manhattan. There's no way that the Anarchs would give a fuck about it, even if they did, and that's them doing that is very, very unlikely.
Have you been to one of Marlena's rallies at all? Because I have.
No, I actually haven't had a chance to. Every time that she's had one, I've had something else to do, cleaning up some other mess.
Well, the one that I attended, I mean, and David, I think knows, out of character, I'm not sure if he mentioned that he talked with Marlena after that one event, but Byron attended one, her first one, and everything she has to say is very much that they want to take domains out of a few hands and redistribute them to everyone, which is worrisome to us because we are 4 vampires and we have Astoria, which is a very large area, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true, but wouldn't Vanderwayden want to do the same thing? I mean,
No.
you can't tell me that he wouldn't throw us under the bus if someone else came wanting Astoria.
He's more of the old sense that you can keep what you can hold. I mean, he would probably let us, if someone else wanted to take our territory and they did, he'd probably be hands off about it. But he's not going to be by fiat say, you don't have this domain anymore. Because if he did that, that would anger everyone else that has domains. I mean, all the old guard would be threatened by that. If you can just by fiat say, by the way, this domain is no longer yours, then many folks in Manhattan might look askance at that. That's the only reason why I think he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but you're assuming that we would count as the old guard, the people that are protected by that. Well, I don't think we are.
No, it doesn't matter because if he does it to us, we're kind of, I think we're ranked kind of middling at this point. We're known, we have a decent area, we're not on Manhattan, we're not, in Chile or anything like that, but we're pretty well known, we're fairly influential in our area. We are just high enough that if he just took our domain or portions of it, while no, I doubt anyone would shed a tear, it would be worrisome because it would set a precedent. That's all I'm saying.
I see where you're coming from. That said, I don't think I have a good enough hand on either of them to make a call, so in the next few nights, I'll look at them both, and I'll see if I can attend one of her rallies and see exactly what she's talking about. I'll go up to Carter and see if, talk with him once, I'll see if talking about him again. I'll have to get back to you on that. I honestly, anyone old enough to be Prince, I won't trust anyways. So either which way, I'm not going to trust them to not fuck us over in one way or another. But for the time, the important thing is I think just because it's almost certain he's already Gould, we have to back off the commissioner.
Oh yeah. At this point, I hate to do it as well, but I don't think we're in a place where we can just antagonize the Anarchs at this point. And that's what it would be. Because if I'm understanding you, you were basically warned off of him, right? Someone told you that Germain was interested for the Anarchs in the commissioner.
Yeah, I got a message that Germain was working for the Anarchs because, well, I just try to collect information. But so I got that, and if we know he's a vampire, we can be certain that it's ghouling him. That's a given. So, want to call Marcus and you want to call Marcus and David and tell them, so that they don't go and try to go ahead and try to do anything that'll end up with all of us with egg on our faces.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. Do you want to be included, or do you have other things you need to do rather than just rehash all of this stuff you just told me?
I think I've got to go feed.
All right, fair enough then. And with that, he'll hang up and he will group dial both David and Marcus.
Well, Marcus is going to be busy unless you want to interrupt that, Jordan.
No, I'll let it go to voicemail.
Okay.
There will be no voicemail if David answers.
Yeah, David will get a call though. He'll be outside Madison Square Garden.
Sure, we'll answer. Green.
Hey, looks like Marcus isn't picking up, but I wanted to let you both know that I just got a call from Joseph, and we have more information on the Germain front. First of all, he is indeed a vampire. He was embraced by, I'm going to assume, Sevalod, but no telling. He could have been embraced by someone else since we knew him. But he is working for the Anarchs to try and ghoul Commissioner Dominique Gressman, because it looks like they are definitely making moves into Queens.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was thinking of heading over there and at least giving Theo Bell a heads up. That's what I was going to do right now, actually, after I called everyone. Not that he can really do anything, but he might want to know just because he's trying to figure out the politics.
I'm already here. I'll tell him.
Oh, good. By the way, did you see Valentine over there? I was just kind of going to drop by, and one of the people I was going to look for is Valentine.
No, this place is mostly empty aside from the security forces. I think everyone's still spooked.
Yeah, fair enough. I figured so. It was nothing really important. I just wanted to see if anyone was there and doing anything. There is the other Elysium, though. There's Madison Square. I might try there, see if anyone's about there, but I don't know. I'll think about it. Let me know what Theo says. I'll get back to find some young tart that wants to lend me a bit of her sustenance.
All right, but what exactly is going on? Are they just moving in on our territory, or all of Queens, or what?
All Joseph told me was that someone let him know, or he found out somehow, that that Germain is working with the Anarchs, and he's trying to ghoul Commissioner Gressman. And
all right, I'll call Joseph and ask him for more details.
Say what again?
I'll call Joseph and ask him for more details.
Yeah, I didn't really go into depth about who his contact was and all of that, but yeah, either way, he wanted me to pass along the message to everyone, so I've done that as well as I can. I'll get back to my thing.
Thanks for the heads up.
Oh, no problem.
And then David's going to call Joseph.
And Byron is going to get back to hunting.
Hey.
Joseph's gonna see who's calling, hide under the bed for a little bit, and then answer it.
How long of a little bit?
About a ring or two. He'll hide with the phone so he can answer it by the time it rings the third time. Hello.
Hey, Byron said you got a tip-off about Germain and the Anarchs.
Yeah, got a message from the Anarchs that Germain is indeed working with them. Was inquiring into Germain, and went ahead and told me that yeah, he is working with them. Byron then told me that he actually became a vampire. That Match told him that. I didn't know that, and then two and two together.
So is he just moving in on our commissioner, or what? Is he targeting us?
As far as I know, Jermaine's just schooling the commissioner up here. It sounded like they're schooling some other police officers or some other police officers in the Bronx. It was the Bronx or Brooklyn?
It was Brooklyn.
In
They said
Brooklyn.
that he was the last commissioner left.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. Joseph's just trying to give as little information as possible. They're schooling some other They were schooling some other police officers in Brooklyn.
Just officers? That's odd. Why'd they tell you?
Because Byron ran into Jermaine, and Jermaine, and they knew that Jermaine had connections with him. I guess Jermaine mentioned something about it to one of the Anarchs, and Intermittenary came up and told us what he was, went ahead and told us what he was doing.
Right, but why you? Have you been working with the Anarchs more than you've told us?
Well, I am the one that sent Cutter down there. That's no secret. I'm the one that basically doesn't think the Anarchs, the only one that has made it clear that I don't think the Anarchs are shit. Right?
Alright, well, if there's anything else that you find out or think of, tell me.
Okay.
And then David's going to stroll back on inside. Click.
David walks back inside Madison Square Garden. Does Joseph continue hiding in the bed?
He'll give a call to one of his herd and then continue hiding under the bed.
Okay, it seems fair.